have you heard about epigenetics? What is it? Our genes make proteins which literally manage and regulate our entire body, from hormones, enzymes, from tissues, collagen. Everything basically is managed by our DNA. But DNA sometimes can also cause defects, genetic defects that are not because of bacteria or virus, but which are passed down through genes. Some specific genes related to cancer, autoimmune diseases. Do they govern our lives? And is there a way that we can influence these genes by doing some conscious practices or changing our lifestyle? And by lifestyle, I don't mean going for a jog, but changing some things that bring about energetic changes on a subtler level in our body. Have you given this a thought? The nature versus nurture debate always remains in the light. Epigenetics is basically when the environment or the state or the energy around us causes changes in the very core of DNA. And modern science today is very intrigued about how this functions and how we can use epigenetics to the best for our well-being. So we are reading something, an experiment done by Dr. Joe Dispenza that actually showed a significant and an amazing result. But that's not it. This knowledge that we are discovering today has been in existence for ages. And as I was going through scriptures of Tantra Yoga, I found this. So when stress levels go up, this lowers level of IgA, thereby compromising and downregulating the immune system's expression of the gene. IgA antibodies are incredibly powerful chemicals, one of the primary proteins responsible for healthy immune function and the internal defense system. We all know how people, when experience chronic stress for a long period of time, have compromised immune system. They catch colds easily and they appear to be sick most of the time. Our hormones such as cortisol, which is known as the stress hormone, plays a big role over here. When cortisol increases, it acts as a natural immunosuppressant and suppresses our immune system and our capability to fight external pathogens. But what happens when you meditate regularly? Let's find out. During our 4-day workshop, we asked our study participants to move into an elevated emotional state such as love, joy, inspiration, or gratitude for 9 to 10 minutes 3 times a day. We wondered, could we boost our immune system? In other words, could our students upregulate the genes for IgA simply by changing their emotional states? What do you think? If you have first-hand experience on this, please hit the comments and let us know. Well, the results amazed us. Average IgA levels shot up by 49.5%. The normal range for IgA is from 37 to 87 milligrams per deciliter, but some measured more than 100 milligram per dl. At the end of the workshop, a test subject showed significant measurable epigenetic changes. It is now getting clearer that the external surroundings, and by external I mean people around you, where you live, what stressors you experience, what kind of stressors other people experience that influence you. Are you a highly sensitive person? All of these can actually make changes happen in your genetics, in your DNA. It is also noted that meditation and different forms of practices that interact with our subtle body, our energy system, our thoughts, our emotions, and their coherence, they can make profound changes happen. By attaining states of elevated emotion, even just for a few days, their bodies began to believe that they were in a new environment. So they were able to signal new genes and change their epigenetic expression. This means that you might not need a pharmacy or an exogenous substance to heal you. You have the power from within to upregulate the genes that make IgA within a few days. There is a lot of intersection of science, metaphysics, meditation, yoga, and a lot of subtle things that we overlook. So this is a very tiny part that I have read. On a similar note, I found something very interesting. And as I was reading that, I came across this knowledge that has been always with us from the Tantric tradition or Tantra Yoga, which affirm that transformation of genetic structure is possible by means of meditation and intense focus. Let's see what it says. The major diseases rampant in the world today are caused by genetic defects. These defects are deeply encoded in the DNA, and no medicine can correct them. Medical science has found no cure for many metabolic diseases such as diabetes, arthritis, multiple sclerosis, heart failure, cancer, and AIDS. At best, it can provide temporary relief. At best, it can provide a temporary relief, but no permanent solution. However, genetic defects can be influenced, altered, and corrected by a thought, idea, feeling, or emotion. A deep feeling can alter the genetic structure in a way that no medicine can. This is why practices of dharana are invaluable to mankind. Dharana is basically a form of meditation wherein you focus on something particular, focusing on breath, focusing on some object, doing japa. All of it is a form of dharana. If done with a lot of focus and conviction, a lot can happen that we have not even imagined is possible. This was realized a long time ago by the Tantric and Vedic seers, who completely altered the structure of their DNA by utilizing these very same practices of dharana and dhyana. This is a very important point for the welfare of mankind because despite the advancement of modern science, no answers have been found. It is time now to look within for the answers. We have the power to correct all of our genetic and metabolic defects. It is just that no one has ever taught us how to access it. This power is revealed through the practice of dharana. Therefore, dharana is important not only for spiritual experience, for our day-to-day life. The only difference is that this transformation takes place in a far more refined dimension than the physical. As dharana is perfected, the genetic structure, which was previously influenced at a physical level, comes under the influence of the practice at the pranic, mental, intuitive, and spiritual levels as well. Thus, the entire being is transformed by the practice, and one may even become a totally different person. So, what do you think about this? Have you experienced any of these effects by meditating or by practicing some techniques that affect your body, not through physical, but through mental, emotional, and on a spiritual level? I know some people who have relieved their sciatica, that is a condition, just through meditation. Research has also found that the length of the telomeres of chromosomes increase when you practice meditation over a long period of time. How can all this information be connected and used for our best, for our well-being? There are some things that lie in plain sight. We just need to see all the light that we have not seen yet. And with that, that's all for today. I'll see you in another video. Bye.